Hey, welcome to Lunch Break with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Canada. I can be reached anytime by email at stampwithshel2022@gmail.com, and you can find me on both YouTube and Facebook under Stamp with Shel. Today's video is going to be featuring the Waves of Inspiration stamp set only today. We are going to have a play with this one, and I'm going to be using some white embossing powder. My ink colors today are Pool Party and Bermuda Bay. So we're going to get started. I've chosen a card base in Pool Party, and we are going to be adding a little piece of white cardstock to the inside, just so that we have a nice place to write our greeting. And I'm just going to slip this in here and try to match all our borders. Okay. Now for the outside, I have a piece of basic white, and that is what we're going to create our art piece on. Now we're just going to get this set up here. We can put that one up there out of the way. And today we are going to be using this big wave die. Oops. I saw what happened there. My magnets just basically attacked each other. Alright, so I'm going to be bringing this down at the bottom of my card. And you'll notice that my piece is just a slight bit smaller than the stamp. That's intentional. And now I'm going to grab my embossing buddy, and we're going to prepare the paper. Now we need some Versamark ink. Ink that up, and we're going to stamp that down on the paper. Give it a good press, and we're going to ink that a couple more times. Make sure that we have really good coverage here. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to take this off, and we'll just set this aside. I'll clean that after the video, and we're going to bring in our white embossing powder, and we are going to give this a good sprinkle all over our wave. I'm going to get all that embossing powder off that handle if I can, because it's just going to, there we go. All right. Let's lift this up and give it a good flick. And let's get rid of this embossing powder. There we go. All right, cover on here so I don't make a hot mess. And we're going to make sure that there's no stray embossing powders. And we're going to bring in our heat tool and give this a go. Once this paper heats up, it will turn white and shiny very, very quickly. All right, I don't know whether the camera's picking that up or not, but it is starting to melt. We just have to be careful that we make sure that we emboss everything and that all that powder melts, because anything that's not melted will rub off your cardstock. And we're going to be doing an ink treatment over the top of this, so we need to be very, very careful that we get all of this melted. Alright, it's looking very, very good here. Just going to hit it from the back side a little bit. Looks good. Let's turn off that noise maker. Alright, I've got embossing powder all over the place, as per usual. Alright, I'm going to bring in some scrap paper. And we are going to be using a blending brush. And this is Pool Party ink. And we're going to be applying some color over this wave. See how cool that's grabbing? Nice, eh? So all the areas in between the white embossing powder are grabbing that color. All right, now we are going to step it up just a titch. And we're going to add a little bit of Bermuda Bay. Not a lot, just in a couple of areas. So that we have a couple of colors going on in that wave. Maybe a little bit here. All right, that's good. Oh, we're going to use this again for our greeting. All right, now we need to grab a paper towel and just rub this over the embossed image to remove any ink from the embossed areas. Isn't that cool? All right. Now, let's add a greeting. And I'm going to bring this Stamparatus back in. Let's just peel off this stamp and load this back in. Whoa! All right. Now, I need a piece of acetate. And my greeting is going to be a simple happy birthday. And I'm going to do that right down here. Now let's pick this up, see if we can get it on our plate straight to start with. Then we're going to ink it up and stamp it down on the acetate to make sure that it's straight. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, since I over inked that stamp, I'm going to clean it off and re-ink it properly. And we'll stamp that down. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, I think we are done with the Bermuda Bay. Now, in this stamp set, there is a seagull, and I think I want to put a few of those up in the sky. And I'm just going to use this little wee block and perhaps smoky slate. Smoky slate. Beautiful. I'm happy with that. Now, I did not intend to cut this down at all, but if you notice at the top, I messed up. So I'm going to bring in my mini paper trimmer, and I am going to, actually I'm going to bring in my big paper trimmer. And I'm going to take a little sliver off here. There we go. Which means I have to take a little sliver off my piece of foil. Or it's not going to fit. All right. I am going to cut down this little sliver of foil. And we are going to put that on the inside of the card just to dress it up a little bit. No sense in throwing that little strip out. There we go. All right. Now, let's get this out of here and we will put our card together. I just want to lay it out to make sure I have my measurements correct. Just want that beautiful foil to show. Yep, it's going to work. So we'll put some Tombow on here. Now we're using foil, so we have to be careful. But our margins are tight here because I didn't want a whole big amount of foil showing. I just wanted a wee little border all around. All right, we're going to flip this over and give it a little back rub until that sets up a little bit. There we go. Isn't that pretty? All right, I am going to grab some dimensionals. Maybe. What did I do with them? I have a whole box of them somewhere. Well, well, well. All right, we'll get some more. We have lots. It's not like that we don't have any. You guys get like that in your craft room? You set something down and can't find it and it's right in front of you? All right. Now we're going to flip this around and center this up on our front panel. You know, this might be cool to do. No, I'm going to center it. I was going to offset it. No, not quite right. There we go. That's better. There we have it. Isn't that pretty? Now, it's a little wee bit crooked in there, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. I have this pelican stamp, and I think I'm going to stamp this on the inside right here, and I'm going to use gray granite. And that way it's just going to give a little bit of interest to the inside of the card. And we're just going to plop that right there, like so. So this is our Waves of Inspiration card. And that foil just makes this jump off the page. And there's the inside. All right, that's it for today's lunch break with Shel. I hope you enjoyed the full video. If you have any questions, you know where to reach me. stampwithshel2022@gmail.com. And I am here Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at noon Central Standard Time. Thanks for joining me. See you soon. Bye-bye.